First thing I'm going to be doing is using a red grease paint, and I'm just going to be dabbing it off on the palette so that there isn't too much product, and I'm going to apply it very gradually just underneath the eyes. But if you don't have a red grease paint, then you can actually use red lipstick as well. Using the exact same shade, I'm going to take a nail art brush and just draw small little veins all coming from the lower lid. You want to draw quite a few of these before adding some eye blood drops, just underneath the lashes. And then I'm going to apply a second eyelid that I made, and I'm going to apply latex all around the edges, before covering the edges on top with latex as well. Over that, with a little bit of scar wax, I'm going to get little blobs and apply them right on the edges, blending them out. And you can use your fingers or a tool, but personally I prefer a tool, it's a lot easier with scar wax, before adding a little bit more blood. Then with a yellow grease paint, I'm going to fill in the inner corner and the outer corner, and I'm going to try and blend it a little bit on the lid, but mainly I'm going to try and create blotchy patches around it. For along the jawbone, I'm just going to get a blue colour and blend that out with my fingers, before putting a little bit of red right in the inner corner. And I'm going to dabble this to make it look bruised and sore as well. You want to go with a darker colour afterwards, but you want to layer this slowly. So first of all a lighter red and then a darker red on top. Once I've blended that all out, I'm going to take the same blood that I used before and I'm going to apply this just on the inner corner. You can use a brush or you can use the end of a brush if that's what you prefer, before taking the same brush I used previously and just very lightly applying the red along the inner corner and a little bit along my cheek as well, and blending that out. Once I've blended out the red, I'm going to move on to a yellow, and I'm just going to dab that very lightly just right underneath my brow bone and then a little bit underneath my eye. And I'm going to go in with a little bit of a light blue, and I'm going to be using my fingers for this because of the heat with the grease paint. It makes it blend slightly better. So for some things like bruising, it's a little bit easier to use your fingers. So I'll apply it with the brush and then blend it out with my fingers. And then after that, I'm just going to follow up with the red veining again. Next I'm going to use one of my favourite tools, and this is a stippling sponge, and you just want to dab it into any kind of red lipstick or grease paint very lightly, and then press this over any area where you want it to make it look like veins have broken or the skin's sore and irritated or any kind of rash. Going back to the light red again, I'm just going to make a little bit of a sore patch right on the outer corner of my lip and then on the curve of my upper lip as well. And once I've blended that out, I'm going to go in with a darker colour but kind of centre that a little bit more where I'd have placed the lighter red, before going back to the forehead and dabbling it with a stippling brush, and then finishing off on that eye with some red eye drops. Now these are specialist products, they're not just eye drops with red pigment, so I'll have a link to that in the description box for where you can get that. Once I've finished that off, I'm just going to take the stipplings brush again, line that along my jaw, before right into my hairline I'm going to take the dark red, blending that into the hairline. Once I've done that, I'm going to finish off with a little blood and just apply it there before messing it up with my hands as if you'd felt a pain on your forehead and then smudged it. We don't want to leave it just dripping like that. Finish off with a few scars and scratches on your hands, and that's it. You're done.